Today we are going to talk about binary search algorithm in Python. In the last video, we talked about linear search algorithm, also known as sequential search. The binary search algorithm, binary search, is so efficient and also more faster than the linear search or the sequential search. So what is binary search? Binary search is an efficient algorithm for finding an item from a sorted list of items. So in order to use binary search, you need to have a sorted list or a sorted array. So how it is work? It works by repeatedly dividing in half the portion of the list that could contain the item until you have narrowed down the possible location to just one. Do we use binary search in our real life? Yes, we use binary search in our real life. For example, when you search for words in a dictionary, you don't review all the words. You just check one word in the middle and thus narrow down the set of remaining words to check. This is an example, a really good example for how the binary search works. Now, let's take a look how the binary search works. Let's say if I want to search for an item in a list or in an array. So let's assign our target variable or target item as x. So how the linear search work is, it will compare our target value that we assign as x with the middle element of the list or the middle element in an array. And second step, if x matches with the middle element, it will return the middle index of the array or the list. Else, if it is not matches with the middle element or the middle index, and we will use the else if statement to execute the third step. So else if x is greater than the middle element, then x can only lie in the greater half of subarray after the middle element. Then we apply the algorithm again for the right half. So else if x is smaller, the target x must lie in the lower half. So we apply the algorithm for the left half. So this is basically a algorithm for the binary search. So these four steps will be inside a loop. Let's go and program the binary search algorithm. So first of all, I'm going to create a definition for the binary search. I'm gonna name it binary. In the parameter, I'm gonna use the list, the first parameter, and in the second parameter, the item we want to find. The next step, we need to have a start index. So start index. So we assign the start index equal 0. Next, we need to have a end index. So end index equal length list minus 1. So what does it mean is len is a function that will give you the length of the list. Next is our found variable. So it's a boolean variable. I'm going to name as found, and I'm going to set the boolean variable as false. Next, I'm going to create a while loop. So while start index less than or equal to end index, and not found. And this is our condition inside the while loop. So if the start index less than the end index and the item is true, not found means if it is false, it means it is true. So whenever the two conditions will be true, then the while loop will be executed. Next, we have to assign our middle index. Middle index is equal start index plus end index divided by, here on the division you have to be very careful. We cannot use the single division. We are going to use the integer division. Why we are using integer division? So integer division will fetch the integer value. So we don't need a floating value to assign an index, because index is an integer, not a float. So that's why we are using the integer division. Next step is an if statement. So if item is our target variable, so item equal, let's test middle value, so middle index. Sorry, we have to use the square or bracket because we are assigning to the index. So to assign index, we have to use square bracket. So if item equal index middle index, then found equal true. If the item is not equal to middle index, then we have to use elif. Elif item greater than less middle index, then we have to assign the start index equal middle index plus 1, because we already checked the middle index, so we don't need to assign to the middle index. So middle index plus 1 to increment 2 plus 1. So this is the second step. So if the item is not found, if the item is greater than the middle element, so we are going to assign the start index equal index plus 1. It means the start index will be middle plus 1. And the third step will be, we can use else end index equal middle index minus 1. Then what happened? We're going to return found. So this is basically the binary search algorithm. This is the binary search algorithm, and we assign this binary search algorithm in a definition, so we can call this function in any of your programming code or any of your programming areas you are working on. We haven't create any list, so let's go and create a list. You have to be very careful here. So In order to create a list, you need a here you need a sorted list. You cannot use any unsorted list. So 22, 33, 34, 3. So this is my list. The next step, I'm going to print binary function return. So binary, so I'm going to put the list in the argument, and on the second argument, I'm going to use the item that I want to find. So I want to find 77. So let's see, let's run the program. Here, it returned true. So this is our list, and this is our binary function, the binary function definition. The function call passes our list in the argument area, and it will go to the function definition parameter. So it will go through here, and it will execute the loop inside the function definition.